So pretty much, I'll just intro it in. We'll dap, and then that's it.
All right, let me lift this up.
All right. Hello, friendly listener. You are now tuned in to the Rambling Rowgh Show. I'm your host, Rambling Rowgh, a.k.a. JODIE Jo, a.k.a. Leader of Voltron, all that. And I'm here with a very special guest, the one, the only, Moreno Valley's finest, JODIE Jo. What is good, my man?
My God.
What is good? How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling very
Blessed?
motivated. I feel blessed, bro. Just the fact that you're excited, I'm excited. Just as excited as you, man.
Listen, bro, I've been really listening. Well, not really listening, but I've been paying attention to you for years now. And I probably started picking up around like 2016, 17 or something like that. So just for reference, let the people know just like pretty much how long you've been doing this music stuff. How long have you been taking it seriously too? Like when did that start? It's a difference, right? It's a good,
I have been doing music since I was 14 years old. And I would say that's probably when I started seriously making music. But I believe that music probably has been with me since I was a young child. Maybe about, I don't know, since I can remember being in church. So I just feel like everything lined up.
Wait, did you used to sing in church? Like, you was a little loud kid that really got into it, or like
I used to be more outgoing. Like I used to dance around and sing. But yeah,
also like Jackson 5 type stuff, like
not to that extent.
No.
Not to that extent, but definitely a kid that didn't care what nobody thought.
For sure.
So yeah, I've been doing it since I was 14. That's when I really turned it on and decided that's when I'm gonna go in, and it started.
So at 14 you're
years
rapping,
old.
you're beat making. What are you doing at this point? Can we just I just want to make a little skill tree or like a little path of how your skill progressed. Because you do a lot. And you talk about it too, man. You talk about you brag about yourself a little bit, but just let the people know, like, how did this come about, your skill set?
All right, so it started in a Ford Explorer car. And I got this app on my mom's phone. It was called Tune something. I forgot what it was called. But I used to record. It was like an Android something.
Bummy ass little Android.
Bro. And
okay.
Just for a correction, I didn't start making beats till I was 18. Okay. So I was just downloading stuff off YouTube like everybody. Just
from 14 to 18.
Yeah, bro.
Downloading beats, the type beat off of YouTube, killing it, whatever. So as far as the studio though, what were you doing at 14?
14, I was just in the car every night, bro, and recording little love songs to nobody.
Wait. Love song. So at that time, what were you going as?
I was going as Lyles.
Lyles. So this is okay. So you Lyles now. He's making love songs to nobody, and but you know, getting that experience in and whatnot, I'm sure, and really learning what it takes to actually be an artist. Just why? I mean, what do you think got you to start doing this? Who inspired you to start at 14? And then we could get back to your story.
Honestly, y'all know Chance the Rapper.
Okay,
Chance the
we
Rapper
hear it in your music. We hear it.
I feel like that was definitely my go-to to inspiration.
Right.
And he definitely had an impact on my drive for music because I used to watch like live performances. And I feel like that's where my soulful ear for like live instrumentation came in. And I think that plays a part in today. But staying back then, I would just say Chance because he was like for the youth, really. I feel like the youth was big. His big fan base still is to this day. But I think I was trying to copy him so much. It became my own. And then I realized, I feel like that's the phases I go through. It's like I go from trying to be like an artist to realizing, okay, I'm doing it too much. And then I turn it into my own.
So you're 14, 15, and Chance is the artist that you're kind of trying to emulate. I mean, how many projects would you say you put out in this time as Lyles?
Lyles, I put out Knock on Wood. I put out, it was called Declassified, and then I put out a love something. I forgot what it was called. Oh, What's Love?
You remember?
What's
Love? What's Love? Okay. Hey man, I'm not knocking the song names. Man, you're 14. What are you gonna do? I mean, shit. At 14, I had my face buried in sand, literally just looking up. That was my album cover, man. So,
Man, bro.
but check this out. Your J Lyles, you have about 4 projects. What happened after that? Like,
After that, I changed my name from J Lyles to Lyles in high
at
school.
what age is this? Yeah,
No,
in high school.
that's a little too far ahead. So after that, it was about the time frame where I got my first microphone, and that's when things kind of started becoming
Serious?
artists. Yeah, like okay, he's really good.
Okay.
So I think maybe my senior year, that's when I really started realizing, okay, I got some potential, bro.
Even by then. So okay, senior year, you're going and you're making music. What are you known as by then? You're still J Lyles.
J Lyles, yeah.
J Lyles. And then, what kind of sparked the next event in your musical career? Because you went from J Lyles to what?
I went from J Lyles to Lyles. I just dropped the J.
You dropped the J?
Because I'll tell you why. Because I went to college and my friend can attest to this. Shout out to Boosie. Shout out to Yasmin, the college crew, and Destiny. I can't leave nobody out.
Everybody out, man.
So this is when like the Dreamville stuff started. That's when I was having like dreams, and then J. Cole was in one of my dreams. And then I look back, I'll tell you, like, this is the root of it. I look back and it's like, even when I was trying to emulate Chance, I was always told, bro, you remind me of J. Cole. J. Cole this. And I'm like, I don't sound like J. Cole. But I felt like when I had that dream, I thought about all those times that I was compared, and I was thinking about like all the times that, you know, it's just random. And I was kind of like, I never really listened to J. Cole until I turned like 17 or 18.
But you were always told, you sound like J. Cole, you sound like J. Cole.
Mm-hmm.
So now, so after this dream, what? You just like...
So I realized, I was like, because I wrote Dreamville Audition. Have you ever heard that?
Dreamville Audition? No, I have not.
Okay.
What is Dreamville Audition?
Dreamville Audition is just me pretty much. It's like this phone call. I set it up because it's kind of relating around my dream. I look for a clip on YouTube of something that sounds like J. Cole talking to somebody.
On some like T-Pap,
Yeah,
like Tupac stuff. So okay, so we see inspiration.
I set it up. I was like, boom, make it sound like a phone call.
And this is 16. Wait, how old are you?
I was 17 now.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 17 because I just graduated. So boom, I set it up. I made it sound like it's a phone call. I was like, yo, hello? He said, yo, it's J. Cole, such and such and such. And then I started talking. I cut the audio, put my voice in, make it sound like he responded to me.
I might actually get this into the video just so that people can hear
Heck
it.
yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. Like, because that is just that extra creative, like, how did you even think of that? Well, I mean, you got the inspiration, but then the fact that you actually just did it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, both of those, it's just really wild, man. Like, most people would just, I mean, in hip-hop, we just don't big up the people we like. We just got to try to be individualistic, but you just really went against the grain for that. Yeah. But, like you said, you know, maybe you do it too much. So,
yeah.
Okay, so this song comes out, and was there a video for it?
I did make a video, but that was when I came back home from college.
Oh, okay.
But
so it was sometime after.
I feel like it kind of, I wouldn't say the dream is the reason the Dreamville stuff started, but it was more so because I realized, like, even back then, I would, like, make J. Cole references. And I look back, like, why do I do that so much? And I even wrote in this song called Passion of an Art, I was like, something. If Cole knew me, he would want this rapper. And then, okay, what's going on here? And then I wrote Dreamville Audition. And then that night, it's like that's when it started. I was kind of like, bro, I'm wasting my time. Because I was in college kind of just there for no reason. I was skipping class at one point. And I was
frustrated,
oversleeping every day,
I feel you.
Working on music all night. And then I just kind of came to the point, like, realistically, with myself more so, because I feel like I was making decisions based on, you know, trying to
Family
please people
and other people, man.
And not to go against anything I was taught, but definitely had to be realistic. Like, is this what I'm going to do, or am I going to pursue this? So I got serious. The Dreamville thing, I kept having dreams. I still have dreams to this day. I write them all down. But I don't want to share those yet.
No, okay, that's all right. You good.
But if you want me to, I could share some.
Hey,
I'll
man,
share
I think the
some
people would like that, man. Like, okay, so you're 18-ish, right? You're having dreams, and you're almost prophetic at this point.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what I want to touch on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of your music is very much coded in the word.
Mm-hmm.
And for people out there that don't know what I'm talking about, you know, the word of Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And not to preach to y'all right now, I'm just saying, you know, it does come off that way. But, you know, with your young attitude, with the way you come at it, you can tell you're actively trying not to preach, just trying to, like, add in a perspective.
Mm-hmm.
How has that reception been since your music started? Because I'll tell you, even myself, I've heard some of your music, and you could hear it in a certain way when you're going through this guy's music. You'll hear it in a certain way. You're going through a certain thing, and it'll hit like that. I don't want to. We in this house right now, and like, you know, we got people, you know, living here, but whatever. They trying to, you know, I can't get too crazy, but point is, this dude's music hits. So how have you taken in the reaction? What's some of the craziest and largest reactions that you've got? And yeah, what's up with that?
I think that's probably, just speaking on that topic, I think that's really the main thing that makes me feel, okay, this is real, bro. Like, if I could impact people.
We were talking about your impact on people before one of our mics cut out. How have you been taking the reaction of people? What does it feel like?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just focusing on that, like I said, that's the real reason why I feel like music is something that is forever with me. Because if you can impact people, which is my main source of satisfaction, not so much the compliments, because it's not on the cocky stuff, but it's like, I know my talent, I know my skill. I don't need.
No, that is kind of cocky, man. That is kind of a
not like that. Not like that.
No. You gotta be on that, man, because you are actually talented. Mm-hmm. There's people out here. Let me not go on a rant, but there's people out here that really aren't talented, and they'll big up their stuff on social media like they're the craziest shit since, like, Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. So you got to be like that.
Appreciate it, bro.
But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. I was just saying, like, craziest thing is like when you start getting things from other states and people say, bro, exactly what you talked about. Like you just said, exactly what you're saying is what I'm going through. And I think the fact that I'm just, because how I see it, like, I'm just in my room, bro. I'm just writing in my room. And for somebody in New York to hit me up like, bro, such and such and such, this helped me this much. And
your experience
I'm in
is
my
universal.
room, bro. Like, I'm in my room. That's all I see, like, bro.
Right.
The power you have just from writing a song, this is my mind, it goes out. So I feel like if I'm that powerful to speak my mind and touch somebody, I can speak whatever I want and bring it into fruition. Which is why I'm so steadfast with the, you know, universal attractions and law of attraction, all that stuff.
So, okay. How crazy has the reactions got? Mm-hmm. I mean, are you stopped in the street? Are you ever like, you know, and how do you feel about that coming? Because, listen, I'm going to be having this dude's music pretty much across this video. And when people start tuning into what you're doing, you're going to start getting more of those messages. And all I'm trying to say is as you grow, I think you're really going to start really seeing some of that. I mean, what they call it, fame. And how do you feel about that? Like, do you think you're going to shy away from it, or are you trying to be a man of the people? Like,
I feel like, because my personality, I do love people, but it's like it might seem that my circle is large, but and not to say like I keep my circle small because, oh, I don't like you, I don't like you. It's just so much of I only relate all the way with certain people. So me regarding to people, I feel like for so long, like anybody would tell you, you like it at first, but at one point you
need
back
your
up.
space.
I need my space. And I feel like that's me right now. And I don't have fame. Like, if we're being real, that's why I do so much stuff alone, because at heart, I'm kind of a loner. Not like lonely, but I like being alone.
You like, yeah, and shoot, with the studio, man, it's when you've gotten your best work, your best. I mean, some of your best output in music has been when you're alone. So it's natural to think that.
Yeah.
So
But
okay,
let me answer
up?
your question because I didn't answer it yet.
What's
but
up?
no, I haven't witnessed anybody running up to me. I have heard my name yelled across. That's it. But it's like somebody from high school.
Okay, yeah,
but more
cool.
so, it's about music now, not just Jordan.
Whatever.
But Jordan, I heard you.
But you've been getting them shots on the internet,
Definitely
for sure.
Yeah.
And I think as that keeps continuing, it's like I said, it's like you're gonna start seeing that in real life. So okay, maybe you'll probably try to set up your space when you get there. But okay, let's go back to your basically your progression. So you're about 17, 18. Now you're known as Lyles. You're doing what kind of content are you saying? Would you say Lyles raps or Lyles is making at this point? And when does Lyles 2 like why did you make the second SoundCloud account? Because that's really when I was looking. So there's Lyles raps for everyone to know, and there's Lyles raps too. So just go ahead and tell them that. Yeah.
So first, you want to know the type of music I'm making, and then
as Lyles.
Okay,
yeah,
Lyles. I feel like Lyles is a kid that was trying to, I guess, stick my foot in and let y'all know that I can rap and let y'all know I'm nice.
Okay.
Like that was I feel like that was my
shit.
more
That's
cocky area, cocky era, and I was trying to just like you dissing people that ain't really against you type thing.
We were like local people, or
no,
like,
not literally dissing a person, but like
it
sounds
types
like
of people.
Yeah.
Talking down on types of people, kind of. Yeah. Okay. So you just on your braggadocious shit? No. But as a Christian rapper,
I would say it's whatever you want to call it. But my thing is with that, and not to say I'm not Christian, because I am Christian, but I feel like to put a stigma on my message, because that could block off so many doors. And that's why I don't label myself. I'm not saying I'm not a Christian. I am a Christian. I'm a proud Christian. But for me to go, what if I'm talking to a Muslim? Automatic closed door. They don't want to hear what I'm saying.
I hear exactly.
If I just come through with positive energy, I could connect with anybody in the crowd. Or if I say, this is the way, this is the only way. And I'm saying we all got to find our plight with God, and we all got to find that personal relationship.
Right.
And I will go into detail, but I'm not in the position to go into detail because I need to further research and further understand things before I can talk outside of my own beliefs.
Thank you for saying that, man. A lot of people, they talk straight out of what they don't know. But you really did touch on that there. It's like people will throw you into a category once you say Christian rapper.
Exactly.
It'll put you there. And your music is so versatile that it would be honestly a shame to do that. Like nah. You know, you'll see some of the comments that you get from people on even just Instagram, just looking at the videos. I put one dude onto you, and this guy's listened to all your music. He's just gone back and forth. I think, well, salute to X. But
shout out X, whoever you are.
You'll know if you see him on Instagram. But you know, I'm not trying to give people a free promo right now. But nah, for real.
That man
but
said, go click the link.
No, you got to,
right,
got
ahead,
to.
bro.
But so okay, braggadocious rap, and really not giving a f, whatever, just doing his thing, and that progresses through 18. Why'd you get the second SoundCloud?
All right, second SoundCloud because simply I ran out of minutes. It's only a certain amount of minutes you get for free.
You had to make the second SoundCloud. There's only 300 minutes on the SoundCloud, and then you got to get the second SoundCloud when you was broke.
And I was like, I'm not paying for no premium. I'm not paying no monthly bills.
I feel you on that one. I mean, I never ran up to the top minutes, but I was definitely deleting songs off my SoundCloud trying to get more minutes, man. It was very sad. But you definitely ran up to those minutes because by that time, how many mixtapes do you think you had as Lyles up to that point?
As Lyles, I only made one project as Lyles. That's 951.
951. So that's about Riverside, just the area, just like.
I feel like that was honestly my favorite project. Not favorite, but that was really okay. It's go time, bro.
How do you mean? Explain it.
by saying that, say that I knew what I wanted at that point. Like, I wanted to
As
do
a
this
rapper.
music. Yeah. Because it was like, before Lyles, okay, I have potential. I can rhyme. But then Lyles kind of came into my own plight of where I want to go. Like with the Dreamville thing, that kind of sparked even more motivation in me. And I feel like that just roots from, the reason I'm so headstrong with this is because, like, basketball, I used to play in high school, and I just witnessed, like, being in the hands of somebody else, my dreams being in the hands of someone else. Like, a matter of, I'm not getting playing time. You're hindering my goals. So at this point, it's like, okay, I'm going to mix it, I'm going to master it, I'm going to do all this because I'm not depending on nobody else to get me where I want to go.
And that started around 18, you learning how to just straight mix master everything? Well, I guess that was through high school that you got, so...
Yeah, I did then, but really, like, trying to make it sound good. I was kind of just recording there.
Like, okay, so how did you start this studio? When did this start? Because if you're 18 and you're making raps and stuff like that, how do you even learn about how to do installation and stuff like that?
So you're talking about this one?
Yeah.
Or just period?
Well, I guess period, because apparently, well, tell the people, like, well, what's the history with the studio inside your room?
All right, so I would say, like I said, when I first got my first microphone around, I think it was somewhere in senior year or somewhere in junior year. I think it was junior year. And I remember I was writing raps every day, and I was kind of stocking up on raps in my science class. And it's this song I had called Streetlights. And I was like, okay, these songs are getting kind of good, bro. So I got a mic. It was a holiday special, so I had extra money. I bought some soundproof foam. That's all I knew I needed. But I didn't know I needed software.
Right.
I mean, no neck, but I was just starting, bro.
But, like, so what were you using?
I bought some.
You bought some what?
Software.
Well, okay.
Studio One.
At 18? You never occurred to you
16.
to, like, get it pirated or anything like that?
I don't even know what pirated mean.
Dang. This guy. Well, hey, man, you don't want to be known as Christian rapper, but you... Okay, all right.
Just real quick, because I know my time frame is a little mixed right now because I'm everywhere, and I'm a little nervous.
You're good.
I ain't gonna lie.
You're good, man. You're
but
good. Conversation was flowing.
Yeah. I would say whenever I got it, around junior year, just put it that way. That's when I set it up in my room. That's when I started recording. And if you go back, like the first songs on my SoundCloud was like songs like Time, Streetlights.
This will be which SoundCloud is this?
This is my original.
Your original SoundCloud. It's Time, Streetlights. And these are the songs that you did straight with that new mic that you got. So now there's soundproofing in the room at that point.
Yeah, just like 24 panels of soundproof.
Okay.
Like 24 squares.
Huh.
And it's in that corner right there.
And it was in the back corner where we're looking. Okay. And as time goes, so about when does it move into this? Like, let's jump there. When does it move to this side of the room? And what was this before? You ain't even got a closet.
This was my closet.
This was your closet. So, when did the idea spark? All right, I'm so serious in this that I got to dedicate my room to it. Like, really dedicate my room to it.
All right, so honestly, that happened when I came back from college. Till I dropped out and came back home. My dad kind of told me, if you're going to pursue it, of course, we had a long talk. But he told me, if you're going to pursue it, pursue it. So I'm like, okay, I got to make something happen. Set everything back up how it was before I left. And then I was going in. This honestly didn't happen until like 4 months ago. I just moved everything to my closet.
And in this studio, you've got what? You've got your laptop. You've got speakers I can see. You got the insulation. What else is loaded in this studio?
I have some dressers behind that Tupac picture. All right, so like I was saying, behind the little Tupac picture, I got drawers of raps in there.
Jeez.
And
are you serious?
Yeah.
Just notebooks full?
And of course,
right.
I got like pictures.
After you'll have to show me.
I got more over there, so I could just pull those ones out for you.
Goodness, man.
But
So you're just writing. It's just
my
crazy.
bad. I don't want to come off like boastful, bro. Really.
He doesn't want to come off boastful.
No,
Yo,
really.
you're a rapper.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. That's kind of in your DNA. Like
It's not. It's really not.
You gotta
bro.
sometimes literally throw your nuts on the table. Like that's real shit. Like I'm being serious, bro. Like, okay, you don't gotta be, Mr. This and that, like cars or whatever. But at the same time, you're talented, bro. And then, I mean, shoot, it's not without tangible. Like you could see the talent. Like this dude could actually pull out a whole file document full of raps and whatnot. So okay, you've been writing raps. We're at like 18, 19 or whatever. When does the switch to OG JODIE JO? On I think that's on Instagram, but it seems like that's like pretty much widespread across.
Yeah.
I think that's about that college. You actually you just left off there. So you get out of college. You and your dad had a talk. What's going on there?
So at that point, I was kind of at a low point in life, and I would say I just wanted something to fresh start with my feeling of life, really. So JODIE JO is my household nickname. Lyles is more so what everybody called me at school. So I was like, let me make this transition. One night, I was just laying there, and I was like, okay, I'm going to just do this. So I edited every title, every song, and changed it to JODIE JO. And then I did that overnight. And then changed my IG name, simple as that. And surprisingly, people went with it.
Nah, it's catchy. It feels like, I don't know, that
Hey,
moment.
let me just tell you this one thing, 'cause
What's
it's comedy. It's this model named JODIE JO. It's a female. And my goal, because when you type in JODIE JO, she's the first thing you see.
How many followers does she got? Do you know?
I don't know. She got some.
But like,
She got a big amount. Like,
okay.
she's a model.
So you trying to surpass her?
So I was like, okay, I need this to pop up when I type in JODIE JO. So now if you go type in JODIE JO, your boy pops up.
For real? You first?
Yeah.
Hey. Hey, man.
At least on YouTube. I don't know
JODIE
about
JO 1
Google.
dots 0. All right, wait. I don't know if she's a thought.
No. Don't do that.
I don't know. But don't kill me if she is. All right. Salute to Miss JODIE JO. Yo, that's crazy. Okay, so now, JODIE JO, and if Lyles Raps was the braggadocious, he's trying to get his foot in the door, what do you think this chapter of your music is all about? Like, how do you move forward?
I feel like now I have nothing to prove in terms of what I can do. And I feel like I can pull out Lyles at any time. But I think I have more so of a balance of what I'm trying to get across. Because anybody could brag on a beat. That's something that I kind of live by. I feel like, what am I going to do that's timeless? And that's my main focus, to put out timeless content. Like, what's going to... Like, even the 951 tape, that's, like I said, it's braggish, but it's
timeless
always there.
to you
It's always
because
there.
It's like high quality brag stuff.
It's like, oh, he said that, and this is really happening. Like, everything he said is right now.
I got to go back and listen to it. 951 tape, but it'll say JODIE JO on it now.
It says
on
JODIE JO.
your SoundCloud. So okay, pretty much as far as your activities now as a rapper, because we're pretty much caught up. What are you doing now? Like, what kind of headspace are you in as far as this music stuff? Are you in album mode? Are you like kind of, are you trying to get something out right now, or what's up?
I'm in recoup mode.
Okay.
I feel like I put out too much. Not too much, but I've kind of got tired. Not tired of music, but tired of creating.
Just for the people and like kind of for me too. What was your last body work? Was it Pencil?
That was my last project. And then I feel like Pencil is getting a lot put into it. Like the merchandise, the documentary, music videos. I feel like I'm really trying to push Pencil. So that's kind of taking me.
So it's having its own breath. It's having its own life, that project. So just tell us about that project. I mean, how many songs, and then kind of just what's the story that you're trying to tell?
All right, so Pencil is really just things I deal with personally. And some songs are actual, like, about my situations. Other songs are about people I know, and then I tell stories within that. And it's kind of, if you section Pencil off, it's like 3 separate projects. You have track 1 through 5. Track 1, Into the Chorus, Hard Heart, Black Household, Church Sunday, and then Mama Drama. That's like a project in itself. So,
but just generally explain the 3 projects. So, like, what stories are they each trying to tell?
Okay, so track 1 through 5 is like situational circumstance, like a person's state of mind, and a person's pretty much don't let life allow you to change how you act. Don't let life, kind of skew your view of
yourself,
sanity and self. Yeah. So like Hard Heart, soon gotta let it go comes in later, but it's just a matter of what you know is right versus what you're feeling. So songs like that, Black Household, you gotta overcome. Hard Heart, overcome. It's pretty much the overcome aspect of the project. And
so
then part two is as well. It's like Pencil pretty much is overcome. But part 2 is more so based around relationships. And that's track like 6 through 10. So those tracks are more so around relationship, and you'll see telling my stories of relationships and the mindset you got to overcome once again. It's all overcoming, but it's in different aspects.
So the first set is about...
First 5 is pretty much about just overall relationships.
Or
next ones are about
like intimate relationships.
And then outro is about with self. So like all the last tracks you see. And then Dreamville Audition is a bonus track.
So you just barely threw that on there?
No, that's been on there. No, I have 2 parts of Dreamville Audition.
2 parts of Dreamville Audition. So I think you were telling me off camera, like, you made that a long time ago, the first one, or something like that. So now this is a revamp of it?
Yeah,
like,
so...
What did you do for that?
So I kind of wanted to keep them in the same realm, even in terms of instrumental. But I wasn't making beats back then. I rapped that over the Knowledge beat, the Mama Kendrick beat.
Okay.
And I just used that same sample and did it my own way. And
wait, so you remade a beat?
Yeah, I made a beat, but I
with the same sample.
Used the sample they used and made my own beat out of it.
And it feels similar, like the vibe of it.
Because I use like the same. I use my own chops and then switch up. It goes into the same type of chops they have, but my own beat pattern around it.
Right. Damn. I mean, shoot, man. You make other rappers just seem lazy, man. Like,
nah,
you gotta
bro.
But it's, and I don't want you to feel bad. You're not bragging too much, but it's real. Like, you guys got to step it up, man. Dudes is really out here making music. But okay, so that's part 2 of the Dreamville Audition, right? And so that's again you talking to J. Cole, and that's a bonus track for Pencil. What's
All right, real quick, because like I did with the last one, it was like a conversation with Cole. And this one, I seen J. Cole talking with Lil Pump. Have you seen that?
I saw the video, yeah. Okay. And were you talking about the hour-long podcast?
Yeah. All right, so I peeped that, and I feel like that didn't go how J. Cole wanted it to go.
That didn't go how J. Cole wanted it to go?
How he wanted it to go.
How do you think he wanted it to go?
I think thought he was going to get like some meaningful, like, not why are you this way, but more so bridge a gap between understanding older and younger generation. But I feel like it didn't go how he wanted. And my thing was kind of like, if you was talking to me, this is how that conversation would have went. So that rap was kind of like, boom.
I'm a definitely have to. I think I actually did hear that second part too, but I'm gonna definitely have to go back and listen to that. That's an interesting premise just off top. Like, so what the questions that he asks you, you have a positive answer pretty much. Like, you kind of just you go about it.
I just rounded it around
because Pump's, I mean, he was asking questions, but Pump's answers were like really like just deadpan. So I think the questions, I mean, I don't remember the interview. I don't think I watched it much, but I think in my head, the questions would have just progressively got like, man, why am I even doing this? You know what I mean? So, I mean, was it tough to make the song, like, because of the questions, or?
No, it was more so because I just watched it, and then it was like one question. He said something about what is your work ethic? What do you do? Type stuff.
Oh, you could really play off that. Okay, yeah.
And I went off that, and then it starts boom, cause no diss to Lil Pump. Like I don't know you, dude, but it was kind of like okay, that's not the answer that he thought he was gonna get type thing. So I answered it. He's like, what's your work ethic? Such and such. Song starts. You made it on your own, produced it, written, mastered, and proved it that your talent was untouchable. So pretty much that whole song is answering that question. And it's like in depth of how you were probably looking for the answer.
Or what I'll also probably just say, just not to disagree with you too much, but I think maybe you think he would say that, but who knows what he would say.
True.
You know what I'm saying? But
I think maybe my own personal opinion, because I was like, you got an opportunity that people are dying for to talk to this dude. Not dying for, but the extent.
But somebody would really cherish that. Yeah, it's very. And J. Cole, man, he's actually a superstar. He's a dude that if he died today, millions of people would actually miss this guy.
Exactly.
So
don't even know him, and you feel that connection. And that's my thing. I feel like I personally was like, I was kind of mad. I was like, not to say this guy doesn't deserve to talk to him because we're all human, but I was more so like, bro, you're wasting the opportunity. Like this could be impactful to so many people, but
But he's in it, man.
He's in it. Yes,
he's very much in it.
I feel like it was necessary.
The interview?
Yes.
Just so we could see what?
For me. Because I feel like, I mean, of course, nobody else is thinking like this, but I pray. And I pray about opportunity. I pray about the Dreamville stuff. I feel like it just set me up to make something this dope. So that when that happened, I was kind of like,
it's a sign.
This is for me.
Yeah.
Because nobody else did that. And not to say nobody thought to, but
nobody else did it.
Nobody else did it.
And it's a fact that you're the one to do it. So kind of getting into that, well, okay, we kind of touched on the whole, the way people kind of receive you, but do you feel prophetic? Like at times, like do you feel kind of one with God when you write? Like not to get it too deep into that topic, but I think it's very interesting.
I mean, we could get deep,
because it's very close to you and it's close to your music, and how do you feel about your role in spreading the truth as you see it? The word. I wouldn't
say prophetic, but understanding the power of my relationship with God.
Right.
And I think too.
Okay, we're gonna leave that off.
All right. I think that what was I about to say? Can you re-ask that question? I kind of got off.
So pretty much, with your music, you have God close inside the music, inside the themes and the messages. What do you think about your role in spreading God's message? Because we kind of touched on it, how you're not trying to be too preachy and whatnot, but you're trying to tell this like, what do you think you're actually trying to do with the word? And as your music progresses, do you think it'll still stay there, or do you think there would ever be a point where, hey, you're trying to make music so that'll reach so much that maybe the word would be missing? Do you think it would ever be missing?
I feel like this is a good question, bro, because I had a conversation like this. I would say that people love God, but don't know they love God. Because I feel like God has blessed me with a way to present myself not preachy.
Let me ask you this. How much do you think it's your job to let other people know that truth right there? That's really the question.
I feel like when you got it, you have no choice. And I wouldn't say it's if this is my platform, if I'm doing the opposite when I know better, I feel like it's my responsibility. But it's not my responsibility to go out and drown you with my opinions in my life. Okay. Right. But I feel like when I come across people love me. And it's like, really, if I was just to tell you I love God, I love this, I love that, people get turned off.
But
I feel like when people perceive me before they even know, it's something about you they notice. And it's like, okay, I like him. Why? I tell them it's because of God. You don't think that, but that's what it is. Even a non-believer could say it. And that's why I say so many people are in love with God,
Mm-hmm.
but don't know they're in love with God.
Let me ask you, man.
Go ahead, bro.
It's a real tough question here, but I gotta ask it. The whole wait until marriage thing, man. You have rapped about it.
Mm-hmm.
What is the status of that? I know you've got a lady and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. So what is the status, man? What's the status?
First and foremost, shout out to my beautiful lady.
I hate this gossipy talk, but
I love that girl to death, man. And
Black love, yeah.
I feel like she just plays a big role. We could go into that a little later. But with that, I'm good, man. Keep God first, pray, talk to her about it. I'm not going to say that things don't rise in young people, but we have that balance and we have an understanding of why we do what we do. We understand the essence of waiting. And I feel like waiting just adds so much to... I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to talk I don't want to talk
But let me ask you this now.
Go ahead.
Like, as far as putting it into your music, your lifestyle, I know you don't want to drown people in it, but do you remember the song that's on the autobiography of JODIE JO, where you go into this in depth?
Are you talking about that or Language of Less?
I'm talking about that song where inside of that album.
Oh, okay.
Where you go
There's two
into
of them. It's like two stories.
It's two. I'm talking about the story where you really get into where you really about to like
we
lose
were
it
bumping
all in the car. Yeah, y'all in the car and
Mm-hmm.
like y'all bumping music and whatnot. Y'all get in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So what song was that?
Language of Less.
See, in that song, and I hope I'll go back. I'll likely go back over this and have at least a snippet of it play. You'll really hear this dude get into the mindset of a young kid.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, when I first listened to it, this was like 16, 17, right? Like 16,
Time
17,
flies,
18
bro.
or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
At that time, I honestly was, I had my V card, whatever, and I just related to it so much. I just wonder, like, how close is that to your character as a rapper? Like your character as being a uphold, just a stand-up dude and whatnot. Because I think it gets a little bit, it's a little bit away from just the rap or from the Christian thing, in that you're really just a wholesome stand-up dude that, like you say, when people see you, usually they like you, and you of course bring it to God. But how close is that character to your rap OG JODIE JO character? Like, because you look at dudes like Chance. I think it's that same sort of thing. So like,
Yeah.
do you want to spread that as a rapper, that kind of
I would say that my music is just a reflection of me as a person. But I think I would never want people to think that I'm perfect. And I never try to present being perfect. Because if you notice, all of my songs will say something about my own flaws. So because I've seen, like, just recently, before Chance dropped his project, like, people were talking crazy to him. And as soon as he replies, people all on his head and telling him, like, such and such and such, you're supposed to be this big, godly dude. And it's like, once you claiming godly, that's why I don't claim to be perfect. I don't claim to be perfect in God's eyes. I'm just a person trying to do right.
Yeah.
So I feel like to reflect that and to steer away from allowing people to think I'm perfect or, oh, he's perfect, he don't do this. Like, you'll never... I could count so many times how many times I've heard people say, oh, don't cuss around him. And it's like, I don't tell people you can't cuss around me because I've heard it before. That's not me.
That's not you.
It's like, you don't have to change who you are. But I'm an advocate. If you want to talk about it, we could talk about it. But I'm not some person that's on people's head, like, don't do that around me, don't do this. I'm my own person. If I don't want to be around it, I can leave. But my thing is, like, I'm willing to open myself to talk to anybody. And that goes from stripper to what you consider to be holy or what you consider to be unholy. And my thing is, like, I'm not closed-minded, but I don't accept anything. My lifestyle is different from other people's, but we could disagree.
With JODIE JO, till the camera's cut out, we're talking about Pencil, his latest album, the performances you've been doing, and the documentary that you just produced. I saw a lot of that on Instagram, but I really got to know, like, did you actually produce a documentary, or like, and what was it about?
So the documentary is really just about my progress as a person, really, and life. It's just kind of a get to know me type thing, and then kind of to inspire people, because I feel like it's just something. It's kind of a blueprint of my before I turned 20. So it's kind of me flushing that down the toilet, and now let's move on to something else. So it's kind of a final, he's only 19 type thing. So my thing was like, I was going to work on another project, but it wasn't looking good. It wasn't looking good, but timing wasn't looking good.
How do you mean?
Because I wanted to get one more big thing under my belt before I turned 20. Because you know the little, he's only 19 talk.
Yeah.
I like that.
Even, it's still here when you're 20. He's only 20. But, so okay, you have these feelings.
It was kind of like that. So I kind of wanted to get one more thing under. I feel like a documentary is something you don't really see a lot. And it's crazy because I was seeing stuff like, people was talking about Travis Scott having a documentary. And I was kind of like, why are y'all downing him for having a documentary? Like, people were like, what? For what?
Yeah,
and I was
kind of.
It's his life, though. Like, you can't tell somebody they're whack. You don't deserve a documentary.
But it just kind of feels a little manufactured and staged. But whereas when it comes from you, I think it's easier to like take that, because it's like, yo, we know this dude's really been sitting here by himself. The fact that he's going to go then produce a documentary. How did you even do that, by the way? Like, who else helped you out with that? The documentary.
I just asked people to talk, bro.
Just ask people to talk.
So many people said
the filming, though.
They just recorded on their phones.
Word.
Like, my homie was in another place recording where he was, and they just sent it to my phone, and I edited it. So I pretty much would ask him, like, hey, I'm working on this documentary.
So explain to the people what the documentary kind of just like is in a scope. Like, it's just a collection of videos of people that surround you, people that you know. How much of it is actually filmed by you?
Like, the only stuff that's filmed by me is like really nothing. It's like all from phone stuff and from music videos.
And how long is the documentary?
It's 46 minutes. You
got 46 minutes of outside footage, and it's not even him doing the recording, man. This guy's literally like, that's what I'm talking about. You have that already. That's a star quality. You know, there's so much recordings of you, and it seems like you're natural to that. So, you know, and then even the way you explained your documentary, I think it just came off better than, I mean, what's going to be on the Travis Scott documentary? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know his life, but I don't know. It does seem a little bit more manufactured, but the way you just came about and said it, man, it's found footage. That just seems more wholesome.
I feel you,
bro. You know what I mean? But so you're doing performances as well.
So,
and this is the first time in your career?
Not the first time, but it's one of those things where, is this finna be consistent, or is this just a blue moon opportunity? Because it's like I've been doing open mics and stuff, and that comes every so often. But this, due to my friend Alan AV, founder of Good Source.
What's Good Source?
Artist Collective. I met him online, and he hit me up, and he was like, hey, bro, I felt such and such. And that's what I'm saying with this. I feel like everything's just coming to me right now. Like, even this interview. Because so many things that I've been speaking and wanting have been coming. Like, I prayed for live instruments. Like, that's something I've always wanted. Then, boom, he hit me up. So, shout out to him.
So who, at Good Source, homie, what's his name?
Alan. AV.
Alan at Good Source. So what did he hook you up with? What's the deal with that? Like, what is his connection with? Like, what is he?
So he is a trumpet player. So he's the founder of it. Okay. I don't know the details of everything, but I know he knows people where he can perform.
But you sampled him? Like, you got him in for some music?
We did work on a track.
Oh wow.
But no, it's kind of just, he invited me to perform, so I went with him.
And where's this place at? Like, is it local for the IE?
It was a place in Santa Ana called the Cool Lab.
Okay. And they had other rappers there, or what was?
Yeah, they had like a bunch of performers, and we actually won a raffle to perform.
I think I saw that on your Instagram. Yeah, you said you prayed for it, you knew it was gonna happen, and then it did happen. So what'd you win?
To perform. It was like
To
a raffle
perform.
to perform.
Oh, okay. But performing in Santa Ana, that's a good. So you say for the performances, you're asking the question of, is it a consistent thing, or is it just a blue moon opportunity? Where are you landing on that? Like, are you seeing some opportunities for shows?
Definitely, because we've been hanging out, so
Okay.
he's kind of hooking me up with the performances, and he's actually like in charge of his own events now, so he's doing that, and I'm kind of like a part of the collective, but my own artist type thing. So he's just handing me an opportunity.
So are you gonna be really in the OC area with the performances for now?
No, he's actually doing it in Riverside.
So he's local out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the Santa Ana was a different event.
Okay. But he's hosting events out here.
Yeah.
So that I want to really get that out there and known. Good source. It's a local Inland Empire artist collective, and they're doing shows in Riverside. So okay, do you know generally when you're next gonna be when we're gonna be able to catch you, or maybe like that's not really in the works yet? I mean, because you guys planning stuff every day, I'm sure.
Yeah, he planning. So until things get very solid, I probably won't be talking on that. But Sundays are like the goes.
Those are the
go
days. Okay. Sunday. Well, I don't know if you ever saw it, but I used to put on my story, man. On Sundays, we listen to JODIE JO. That's a fact. Like that's perfect Sunday music. I'm telling you, if you know it. Well, I'm gonna have it in this video, but okay. Is there anything else, JODIE JO, that you wanted to get off your chest? The 2 cameras are there for you on some hot wing stuff. Let them know. What you want to say? Like, what's on your chest? Anything?
Man, first and foremost, thank you for interviewing me.
It's no problem, my brother, man.
Thank you for your excitement you bring to it. I want to thank God, of course, come first. Just the opportunities and my artistry.
Amen.
Thank my girl. Yeah, Ellie, I love you, girl. Thank my fam, you feel me? I'm just thankful for everybody who supports me, and I am still speaking that Dreamville stuff into existence.
Yo, JODIE JO, you're a dreamer. You're an absolute inspiration. There are so many people watching you, and I just really just want to thank you, man, just for being you. We already talked about it. We're gonna have more conversations because I need to keep picking this dude's brain. There's so many things that I want to get into that we didn't get into, but I just again want to thank you, bro.
Thank you,
for doing this. I am your host, the Rambling Rowgh. This is the Rambling Rowgh Show. I am your host, Rambling Rowgh, and that's gonna be it. All right. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Weird.